right, good evening, folks. I'm Red Slash, and tonight we're continuing the full read through of the 1540, maybe possibly the 1539 authorized version called the Great Bible, and we'll continue with Judges tonight. So let's get it. Post that. Okay, oops. All right, there we go. Okay, the book of Judges called, well, Judges. Let's go. Chapter 1. After the death of Joshua, it came to pass that the children of Israel asked the Lord, saying, Who shall go up for us against the Canaanites, and who shall first fight against them? And the Lord said, Judah shall go up. Behold, I have delivered the land into his hands. And Judah said unto Simeon his brother, Come up with me in my lot, that we may fight against the Canaanites. And I likewise will go with thee into thy lot. And so Simeon went with him, and Judah went up, and the Lord delivered the Canaanites and Perizzites into their hands. And they slew of them in Bezek 10,000 men, and they found Adoni-Bezek in Bezek, and they fought against him, and slew the Canaanites and Perizzites. And Adoni-Bezek fled, and they followed after him, and caught him, and cut off his thumbs and his great toes. And Adoni-Bezek said, 60 kings, having their thumbs and great toes cut off, gathered their meat under my table. As I have done, so God hath done to me again. And they brought him to Jerusalem, and there he died. The children of Judah fought against Jerusalem, and took it, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and set the city on fire. Afterward the children of Judah went to fight against the Canaanites that dwelt in the mountain, and toward the south, and in the lower country. And Judah went against the Canaanites that dwelt in Hebron, which before time was called Kiriath Arba, and slew Sheshai, Ahiman, and Talmai. And from thence they went to the inhabitants of Debir, whose name in old time was called Kiriath Sepher, that is a city of letters. And Caleb said, He that smiteth Kiriath Sepher, and taketh it, to him will I give Achsah my daughter to wife. And Othniel the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother, took it, to whom he gave Achsah his daughter to wife. And as they went, she counseled him to ask of her father a field. And then she lighted off her ass, and Caleb said unto her, What aileth thee? She answered unto him, Give me a blessing, for thou hast given me a southward or dry land. Give me also springs of water. And Caleb gave her springs both above and beneath. And the children of the Kenite, Moses' father-in-law, went up out of the city of palm trees with the children of Judah into the wilderness of Judah that lieth in the south of Arad, and they went and dwelt among the people. And Judah went with Simeon his brother, and they slew the Canaanites that inhabited Zephath, and utterly destroyed it, and called the name of the city Hormah. And at the last Judah took Adzah with the coasts thereof, and Ashkelon with the coasts thereof, and Acharon with the coasts thereof. And the Lord was with Judah, and he conquered the mountains, but could not drive out the inhabitants of the valleys, because they had chariots of iron. And they gave Hebron unto Caleb, as Moses said, and he expelled thence the 3 sons of Anak. And the children of Benjamin did not cast out the Jebusites that inhabited Jerusalem, but the Jebusites dwell with the children of Benjamin in Jerusalem unto this day. And in like manner they that were of the house of Joseph went up to Bethel, and the Lord was with them. And the house of Joseph searched out Bethel, which before time was called Luz. And the spies saw a man come out of the city, and they said unto him, Show us the way into the city, and we will show thee mercy. And when he had showed them the way into the city, they smote it with the edge of the sword, but let the man and all his household go free. And the man went into the land of the Hittites, and built a city, and called the name thereof Luz, which is the name thereof unto this day. Neither did Manasseh expel Bethshan with her towns of the inhabitants, Tanakh with her towns, the inhabitants of Dor with her towns, the inhabitants of Jeblan with her towns, neither the inhabitants of Megiddo with her towns. But the Canaanites were bold to dwell in the land. And it came to pass that as soon as Israel was waxed mighty, they put the Canaanites to tribute, and expelled them not. In like manner, Ephraim expelled not the Canaanites that dwelt in Gazer, but the Canaanites dwelt still in Gazer among them. Neither did Zebulun expel the inhabitants of Kidron, neither the inhabitants of Nahalol, but the Canaanites dwelt among them, and became tributaries. Neither did Asher cast out the inhabitants of Akko, neither the inhabitants of Zidon, and of Ahalab, Akzib, and Halbah, Aphek, Ner, and Rehob. But the Asherites dwelt among the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land, for they might not drive them out. They had not the might to do so. Maybe. They might not drive them out. Neither did Naphtali drive out the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh, nor the inhabitants of Beth Anath. But dwelt amongst the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land. Nevertheless, the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh and of Beth Anath became tributaries unto them. And the Amorites troubled the children of Dan in the mountain, and suffered them not to come down to the valley. And the Amorites were content to dwell in Mount Heres, which is by interpretation a witnessing, in Ailon and in Salabim. And the hand of Joseph prevailed, so that they became tributaries, and the coast of the Amorites was from the going up to Akrabim, and from the rock upward. 2. And the angel of the Lord came up from Gilgal to Bochim, and said, I made you to go out of Egypt, and have brought you unto the land which I swear unto your fathers. And I said, I will not break mine appointment that I made with you. And ye also shall make no covenant with the inhabitants of this land, but shall break down their altars. Nevertheless ye have not hearkened unto my voice. Why have ye this done? Wherefore I have likewise determined that I will not cast them out before you, but they shall be thorns unto you, and their gods shall be a snare unto you. And when the angel of the Lord spake these words unto all the children of Israel, the people cried out and wept, and called the name of the said place Bochim, and offered sacrifices unto the Lord. And when Joshua had sent the people away, the children of Israel went every man into his inheritance to possess the land. And the people served the Lord all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua, and had seen all the great works of the Lord that he did for Israel. And Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died when he was 110 years old, whom they buried in the coasts of his inheritance, even in Tamnath Harez, in Mount Ephraim, on the north side of the hill Gash. And even so all that generation were put unto their fathers. And there arose another generation after them, which neither knew the Lord, nor yet the works which he had done for Israel. And then the children of Israel did wickedly in the sight of the Lord, and served Balaam, and forsook the Lord God of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed strange gods, even of the gods of the nations that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and angered the Lord. They forsook the Lord, and served Baal and Ashtaroth. And the wrath of the Lord waxed hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of raveners, that spoiled them, and sold them into the hands of their enemies round about them, so that they had no power any longer to stand before their enemies. But whithersoever they went out, the hand of the Lord was against them with evil luck, even as the Lord promised them, and as he sware unto them, and he punished them sore. Nevertheless the Lord raised up judges, which delivered them out of the hands of their oppressors, and yet for all that they would not hearken unto their judges, but rather went a whoring after strange gods, and bowed themselves unto them, and turned quickly out of the way which their fathers walked in, obeying the commandments of the Lord, but they did not so. And when the Lord raised them up judges, he was with the judge, and delivered them out of the hand of their enemies all the days of the judge. For the Lord had compassion over their sorrowings, which they had by the reason of them that oppressed them and vexed them. Yet for all that, as soon as the judge was dead, they turned and did worse than their fathers, in following strange gods, and in serving them, and ceased not from their own inventions, nor from their malicious way. And the wrath of the Lord was moved against Israel, and he said, Because this people hath transgressed mine appointment, which I commanded their fathers, and have not hearkened unto my voice, I will henceforth not cast out before them one man of the nations, which Joshua left when he died. that through them I may prove Israel, whether they will keep the way of the Lord, and walk therein as their fathers did, or not. And so the Lord left those nations, and drove them not out immediately, neither delivered them into the hand of Joshua. 3. These are the nations which the Lord left, that he might prove Israel by them, even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan, only for the learning of the generation of the children of Israel, that he also might teach them war, inasmuch as they that were before them knew nothing thereof. Of those whom he left, there were 5 lords of the Philistines, and all the Canaanites, and the Sodomites, and the Hivites that dwelt in Mount Lebanon, even from Mount Baal Hermon unto Hamath. Those remained to prove Israel by, and to wit, whether they would hearken unto the commandments of the Lord, which he commanded their fathers by the hand of Moses. And the children of Israel dwelt among the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites, and took the daughters of them to be their wives, and gave their own daughters to their sons, and served their gods. And the children of Israel did wickedly in the sight of the Lord, and forgat the Lord their God, and served Balaam and Ashtaroth. Therefore the Lord was angry with Israel, and delivered them into the hands of Cushan-Rishathaim, king of Mesopotamia. And the children of Israel served Cushan-Rishathaim 8 years. And when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord stirred up a Saviour to the children of Israel, and saved them, one Othniel the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he judged Israel, and went out to war. And the Lord delivered Cushan-Rishathaim, king of Mesopotamia, into his hand, and his hand prevailed against Cushan-Rishathaim. And the land had rest 40 years, and Othniel the son of Kenaz died. And the children of Israel went to again, and committed wickedness in the sight of the Lord. Go to. Let us do this thing. And the Lord strengthened Eglon the king of the Moabites against the children of Israel, because they had committed wickedness before the Lord. And this Eglon gathered unto him the children of Ammon and the Amalekites, and went and smote Israel, and conquered the city of palm trees. And so the children of Israel served Eglon the king of Moab 18 years. But when they cried unto the Lord stirred them up a Saviour, Ehud the son of Gera the son of Gemini, a man that could do nothing handsomely with his right hand, left-handed. And so handsomely, this might mean this might be literal handily, could do nothing handily with his right hand. And by him the children of Israel sent a present unto Eglon the king of Moab, and Ehud made him a dagger with 2 edges of a cubit length. And he did gird it unto his raiment upon his right thigh, and carried the present unto Eglon the king of Moab. And Eglon was a very fat man, and it fortuned that when he had presented the present, he sent the people that bare it away, but he himself turned again from the place of graven images that was by Gilgal, and said, I have a secret errand unto thee, O king, which said, Keep silence. And all that stood before him went out before him. And Ehud came unto him, and in a summer parlor, which he had, sat himself alone. And Ehud said, I have a message unto thee from God. And he arose out of his seat, and Ehud put forth his left hand, and took the dagger from his right thigh, and thrust it into his belly. And the haft went in after the blade, and the fat closed the haft, or enclosed the haft, so that he might not draw the dagger out of his belly, but the dirt came out. Ehud gat him out at a postern door, toward the back, I suppose, and shut the doors of the parlor about him, and locked them. Let me just write down postern. When he was gone out, his servants came, and when they saw that the doors of the parlor were closed, they said, Peradventure he covereth his feet in his summer chamber. And they tarried till they were ashamed. And behold, seeing he opened not the doors of the parlor, they took a key and opened to them. And behold, their lord was fallen down dead on the earth. And Ehud escaped while they tarried, and was gone beyond to the place of the graven images, and escaped unto Serath. And when he was come, he blew a trumpet in Mount Ephraim, and the children of Israel went down with him from the hill, and he went before them. And he said unto them, Follow me. For the Lord hath delivered your enemies, the Moabites, into your hand. A Savior that saying, Follow me. And they descended after him, and took the passages of Jordan toward Moab, and suffered not a man to pass over. And they slew of the Moabites the same time upon 1,000 men, which were all fat and men of war, and there escaped not a man. So Moab was subdued that day under the hand of Israel, and the land had rest 80 years. After him was Samgar the son of Anath, which slew of the Philistines 600 men with an ox goad, and delivered Israel also. 4. And the children of Israel began again to do wickedly in the sight of the Lord, when Ehud was dead, and the Lord sold them into the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan, that reigned in Hazor, whose captain of war was called Sisera, which dwelt in Harosheth of the Gentiles. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, for he had 900 chariots of iron, and 20 years he troubled the children of Israel very sore. And Deborah a prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth, judged Israel the same time, and the same Deborah dwelt under a palm tree between Ramoth and Bethel in Mount Ephraim. And the children of Israel came up to her for judgment, and she sent and called Barak the son of Abinoam out of Kadesh Naphthalim, and said unto him, Hath not the Lord God of Israel commanded thee to lead with fair words men to Mount Tabor, and take with thee 10,000 men of the children of Naphtali and of the children of Zebulun, and I will bring unto thee to the river Kishon Sisera the captain of war unto Jabin, with his chariots and his people, and will deliver them into thine hands. And Barak said unto her, If thou wilt go with me, I will go. And if thou wilt not come with me, I will not go. She said, I will surely go with thee, but this journey that thou takest shall not be for thine honor, for the Lord shall sell Sisera into the hand of a woman. Deborah went with Barak to Kadesh, and Barak called Zebulun and Naphtali to Kadesh, and led after him 10,000 men, and Deborah went up with him. But Eber the Kenite, which was of the children of Hobab, the father-in-law of Moses, removed from the other Kenites, and pitched his tent until the plain of Zanaim, which is by Kadesh. Pitched his tent until the plain. So I think this is kind of saying, traveled with his tent. Kind of interesting phrasing. And they showed Sisera that Barak the son of Abinoam was gone up to Mount Tabor. And Sisera gathered together all his chariots, even 900 chariots of iron, and all the people that were with him, from of Harosheth of the Gentiles unto the river of Kishon. And Deborah said unto Barak, Up, for this is the day in which the Lord hath delivered Sisera into thine hand. Is not the Lord gone out before thee? And so Barak went down from Mount Tabor, and 10,000 men after him. But the Lord destroyed Sisera and all his chariots, and all his host with the edge of the sword before Barak, so that Sisera lighted down off his chariot and fled away on his feet. But Barak followed after the chariots and after the host, even unto Harosheth of the Gentiles. And all the host of Sisera fell upon the edge of the sword, and there was not a man left. Howbeit Sisera fled away on his feet to the tent of Jael the wife of Heber the Kenite, for there was peace between Jabin the king of Hazor and the household of Heber the Kenite. And Jael went out to meet Sisera, and said unto him, Turn in, my lord, turn into me, fear not. And when he had turned in unto her into the tent, she covered him with a mantle, and he said unto her, Give me a little water to drink, for I am thirsty. And she opened a bottle of milk, and gave him drink, and covered him. And again he said unto her, Stand in the door of the tent, and when any man doth come and inquire of thee, whether there be any man here, thou shalt say, Nay. Then Jael, Heber's wife, took a nail of the tent, and a hammer in her hand, and went softly unto him, and smote the nail into the temples of his head, and fastened it into the ground, for he slumbered sore and was weary, and so he died. And behold, as Barak followed after Sisera, Jael came out to meet him, and said unto him, Come, and I will show thee the man whom thou seekest. And when he came into her tent, behold, Sisera lay dead, and the nail was in his temples. And so God brought Jabin the king of Canaan into subjection that day before the children of Israel. And the hand of the children of Israel prospered and prevailed against Jabin the king of Canaan, until they had brought him to naught. 5. Then Deborah and Barak the son of Abinoam sang the same day, saying, Praise ye the Lord for the avenging of Israel, and for the people that became so willing. Hear, O ye kings, hearken, O ye princes. I, even I, will sing unto the Lord, I will praise the Lord God of Israel. Lord, when thou wentest out of Seir, when thou departedst out of the field of Edom, the earth trembled, and the heavens rained. The clouds also dropped water, the mountains melted before the Lord, even as did Sinai before the Lord God of Israel. In the days of Samgar the son of Anath, in the days of Jael, the highways were unoccupied, and the runners of the paths walked through byways. The inhabitants of the towns were gone. They were gone in Israel, until I, Deborah, came up, which came up a mother in Israel. They chose new gods, and then had they the enemy in the gates, though there were shield and spear. There was not a shield or spear seen among 40,000 of Israel. My heart loveth the governors of Israel, and them that are willing among the people. O praise ye the Lord. Speak ye that ride on fair asses, and that sit uppermost in judgment, and walk by the ways. At the crying of the archers among the drawers of water, there shall they speak of the righteousness of the Lord, his righteousness, in the unfenced places of Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. Up, Deborah, up, get thee up, and sing a song. Arise, Barak, and lead the captivity captive, thou son of Abinoam. Then shall they that remain have dominion of the proudest of the people of Jabin. The Lord shall, for my sake, have dominion over the mighty. Out of Ephraim was there a root of them against Amalek, and after thee Benjamin among thy people. Out of Machir came rulers, and out of Zebulun they that govern the pen of the writer. And of Issachar there were princes with Deborah. Issachar also and Barak were sent on their feet into the valley, when in the departing away of Reuben there were great men and wise of heart. Were sent on their feet to into the valley. This looks like a question mark, but sometimes they use it just for kind of an exclamation, kind of a maybe when in departing is something like in what departing. When in the departing away of Reuben. Or how was it? Yeah, that's kind of a outdated phrasing that I'm not able to. In what departing? When in the departing away of Reuben there were great men and wise of heart. Why abodest thou among the sheepfolds, to hear the bleatings of the flocks, and to separate thyself away with great men and wise of heart? Gilead also abode beyond Jordan, and why doth Dan remain in ships? Asher continued on the seashore, and tarried in his decayed places. But the people of Zebulun have jeoparded their lives, even unto the death, like as did Nephthalim, in the high places of the field. The kings came and fought. Then fought the kings of Canaan in Timnah, by the waters of Megiddo, and won no money. They fought from heaven, even the stars in their courses fought against Sisera. The river of Kishon removed them, that ancient river, the river Kishon. My soul shall tread him down mightily. And Kishon is the waters of Megiddo, in the valley. Then were the horse hoofs smitten asunder by the means of the prancings that their mighty men made. Curse ye the city of Meroz, said the angel of the Lord, curse the inhabitants thereof, because they came not to help the Lord with the mighty. Jael the wife of Heber the Kenite shall be blessed above other women, blessed shall she be above other women in the tent. He asked water, and she gave him milk. She brought forth butter in a lordly dish. She put her hand to the nail, and her right hand to the smith's hammer. With the hammer smote she Sisera, and smote his head, wounded him, and pierced his temples. He bowed him down at her feet. He fell down and lay still. At her feet he bound him down and fell. And when he had sunk down, he lay still, desolate. The mother of Sisera looked out at a window, and cried through the lattice, Why is his chariot so long a coming? Why tarry the wheels of his carts? All the wise ladies answered her, yea, and her own words answered herself. Surely they have found. They divide the spoils. Every man hath a damsel or two. Sisera hath a prey of divers colored garments, even a prey of raiment dyed with sundry colors, and that are made of needlework, raiment of divers colors and of needlework, which is meet for him that is chief in distributing of the spoils. So perish all thine enemies, O Lord, but they that love him, let them be as the sun when he riseth on his might. And the land had rest 40 years. 6. And the children of Israel committed wickedness in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord delivered them into the hands of Midian 7 years. And the hand of Midian prevailed against Israel, and because of the Midianites the children of Israel made them dens in the mountains and caves and strongholds. And when Israel had sown, the Midianites, the Amalekites, and they of the east country came up together against them, and pitched their tents against them, and destroyed the increase of the earth, even till thou come unto Azah, and left no sustenance for Israel, neither sheep, ox, or ass. For they went up, they and their cattle, and came with their tents as a multitude of grasshoppers, so that both they and also their camels were without number. And they entered into the land to destroy it. And so was Israel exceedingly impoverished in the sight of the Midianites, and cried unto the Lord. And when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord because of the Midianites, the Lord sent unto them a prophet, which said unto them, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I fetched you from Egypt, and brought you out of the house of bondage, and I rid you out of the hand of the Egyptians, and out of the hand of all that oppressed you, and cast them out before you, and gave you their land. And I said unto you, I am the Lord your God. Fear not the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell. But you have not obeyed my voice. And the angel of the Lord came and sat under an oak which was in Ephraim, that pertained unto Joash, the father of the Ezrahites. And his son Gideon pressed out wheat out of the ears in a press, to hide it from the Midianites. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him, and said, The Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of war. And Gideon answered him, O my Lord, if the Lord be with us, why is all this come upon us? Yea, and where be all his miracles which our fathers told us of, and said, Did not the Lord bring us out of Egypt? But now the Lord hath forsaken us, and delivered us into the hands of the Midianites. And the Lord looked upon him, and said, Go hence. Oh, yeah, in this thy might, and thou shalt deliver Israel out of the hands of the Midianites. Have not I sent thee? And he answered him, O Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel? Behold, my kindred is poor in Manasseh, and I am little in my father's house. The Lord said unto him, I will be with thee, and thou shalt smite the Midianites as they were but one man, as if they were but one man, as they were but one man. And he answered him, O, if I have found grace in thy sight, then show me a sign that it is thou that talkest with me. Depart not hence until I come again unto thee, until I bring mine offering, and have it set before thee. And he said, I will tarry until thou come again. And Gideon went in, and made ready a kid, and sweet cakes of an ephah of flour, and put it with the flesh in a basket, and put the broth in a pot, and brought it out unto him under the oak, and presented it. And the angel of God said unto him, Take the flesh and the sweet cakes, and lay them upon this rock, and pour out the broth. And he did so. Then the angel of the Lord put forth the end of the staff that he held in his hand, and touched the flesh and the sweet cakes. And there arose up a fire out of the rock, and consumed the flesh and the sweet cakes. But the angel of the Lord vanished out of his sight. And when Gideon perceived that it was an angel of the Lord, he said, Alas, O Lord God, have I therefore seen an angel of the Lord face to face, that I should die? And the Lord said unto him, Peace be unto thee, fear not, thou shalt not die. Then Gideon made an altar there unto the Lord, and called it the Lord of Peace. And unto this day it is yet in Ephrath, that pertaineth unto the father of the Ezerites. And it fortuned that same night the Lord said unto him, Take a young bullock out of thy father's drove, and another of 7 years old, and destroy the altar of Baal that thy father hath, and cut down the grove that is by it, and make an altar unto the Lord thy God upon the top of this rock in a convenient place. And take the second bullock, and offer burnt sacrifice upon the wood of the grove which thou shalt cut down. Then Gideon took 10 men of his servants, and did as the Lord bade him. But because he durst not do it by day, for fear of his father's household, and of the men of the city, he did it by night. And when the men of the city were up early in the morning, behold, the altar of Baal was broken, and the grove cut down that was by it, and the second bullock offered upon the altar that was made. And they said one to another, Who hath done this thing? And when they inquired and asked, they said, Gideon the son of Joash hath done this thing. Yep. Joash. Then the men of the city said unto Joash, Bring out thy son, that he may die, because he hath destroyed the altar of Baal, and cut down the grove that was by it. And Joash said unto all that stood by him, Will ye plead Baal's cause, or will ye be his defenders? He that hath meddled against him, let him die ere the morning, before the morning. If he be a god, let him be avenged of him that cast down his altar. And from that day was Gideon called Jerubbaal, because his father had said, Let Baal be avenged of him that hath broken down his altar. I like to pronounce, if it's in his name, I like to say Baal, rather than pronouncing this idol's name properly. All the Midianites, therefore, and the Amalekites, and they of the east, were gathered together, and went and pitched in the valley of Jezreel. But the Spirit of the Lord came upon Gideon, and he blew a trumpet, and called Abiathar to follow him, and sent messengers throughout all Manasseh, and called them which also did follow him. And he sent messengers unto Asher, Zebulun, and Naphtali, and they came out to meet him. And Gideon said unto God, Wilt thou save Israel in my hand, as thou hast said? Behold, I will put a fleece of wool in the threshing place, and if the dew come on the fleece only, and it be dry upon all the earth beside, then shall I be sure that thou wilt save Israel by my hand, as thou saidst. And it came so to pass. For he rose up early on the morrow, and thrust the fleece together, and wrung the dew thereout, and filled a bowl of water. And Gideon said again unto God, Be not angry with me, that I speak once more, for I will prove once again by the fleece. Let it be dry only upon the fleece, and dew upon all the ground. And God did so that same night, for it was dry upon the fleece only, and there was dew on all the ground. 7. Then Jerubbaal, otherwise called Gideon, and all the people that were with him, rose up early, and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of the rock that boweth toward the valley. And the Lord said unto Gideon, The people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel make their vaunt against me, and say, Mine own hand hath saved me. Now therefore make a proclamation in the ears of the people, and say, If any man dread or be afraid, or afeared, let him return. And the people arose early, and there departed and returned of the people which were at Mount Gilead 22,000, and there abode 10,000. And the Lord said unto Gideon, The people are yet too many. Bring them down unto the water, and I will try them unto thee there. And of whom I say unto thee, This shall go with thee, the same shall go up with thee. And of whomsoever I say unto thee, This shall not go with thee, the same shall not go. So he brought down the people unto the water, and the Lord said unto Gideon, As many as lap the water with their tongues, as a dog doth, or doeth, doth, let them put by themselves, and so do them that kneel down upon their knees to drink. And the number of them that put their hands to their mouths and lapped were 300 men. But all the remnant of the people kneeled down upon their knees to drink water. And the Lord said unto Gideon, By these 300 men that lapped water will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thine hand. And let all the other people go every man unto his place. They therefore of the people took victuals with them and their trumpets. And he sent all the rest of Israel every man unto his tent, and comforted those 300 with him. And the host of Midian was beneath him in a valley. And it fortuned that the same night the Lord said unto him, Arise, get thee down unto the host, for I have delivered it into thine hand. And if thou fear to go down, then go thou and Phara thy lad down to the host, and thou shalt hearken what they say, and so shall thine hands be strong to go down unto the host. Or Phura. Phura. Then went he down, and Phura his lad, even hard unto the men of arms that were in the host. Directly near. And the Midianites, the Amalekites, and all they of the east lay along in the valley, like a multitude of grasshoppers, and their camels were without number, even as the sand by the seaside in multitude. And when Gideon was come, behold, there was a man that told a dream unto his neighbor, and said, Behold, I dreamed a dream, and methought that a loaf of barley bread tumbled into the host of Midian, and came unto a tent, and smote it, that it fell, and overturned it, that the tent lay along. And his fellow answered and said, This is nothing else save the sword of Gideon the son of Joash, a man of Israel, for into his hand hath God delivered Midian and all the host. When Gideon heard the telling of the dream and the interpretation of the same, he worshipped, and returned unto the host of Israel, and said, Up, for the Lord hath delivered into your hand the host of Midian. And he divided the 300 men into 3 companies, and gave every man a trumpet in his hand with an empty pitcher, and lamps therein, and said unto them, Look on me, and do likewise, that when I come to the side of the host, even as I do, so do you. When I blow with the trumpet, and all that are with me, blow ye with trumpets also on every side of the host, and say, Here is the sword of the Lord and of Gideon. When I blow with the trumpet, when I blow with the trumpet, and all that are with me. And so Gideon and the 300 men that were with him came unto the side of the host in the beginning of the middle watch, and raised up the watchmen. And they blew with their trumpets, and brake the pitchers that were in their hands. And all the 3 companies blew with trumpets, and brake the pitchers. 3 companies. Joshua is saying, when I blow with the trumpet, and all that are with me in this company, you other 2 companies blow ye also, on every side. Okay, that makes sense. And all the companies blew with trumpets, and brake the pitchers, and held the lamps in their left hands, and the trumpets in their right, to blow withal. And they cried, The sword of the Lord and of Gideon. And they stood still, every man in his place, round about the host. And they within the host ran, and cried, and fled. And the 300 blew with trumpets. And the Lord set every man's sword upon his neighbor throughout all the host. And the host fled to Bethshittah, to Zerath, and to the edge of the plain of Meholah, unto Tabbath. And the men of Israel, being gathered together out of the tribe of Naphtali, of Asher, and of all Manasseh, followed after the Midianites. And Gideon sent messengers unto all Mount Ephraim, saying, Come down against the Midianites, and take before them the waters unto Beth-barath and to Jordan. Then all the men of Ephraim gathered together, and took the waters unto Beth-barath and to Jordan. And they took 2 captains of the Midianites, Oreb and Zeb, and slew Oreb upon the rock Oreb, and Zeb at the press called Zeb, and followed after Midian, and brought the heads of Oreb and Zeb to Gideon on the other side Jordan. And the men of Ephraim said unto him, Why hast thou served us thus, that thou calledst us not, when thou wentest to fight with the Midianites? And they chode with him a good. Chided with him a good. That's an interesting way of phrasing that. Sharply. They really chided with him. And he said unto them, chode with him a good, and had almost done him violence. And he said unto them, What deed have I done like unto yours? Is not a cluster of Ephraim better than the wine harvest of Abiezer? God hath delivered into your hands the lords of Midian, Oreb and Zeb, and what was I able to do like as you have done? And then their spirits abated from off him when he had said that. And Gideon came to Jordan to pass over, he and the 300 men that were with him, very faint, and yet followed the chase. And he said unto the men of Succoth, Give, I pray you, cakes of bread unto the people that follow me, for they be fainty, that I may follow after Zebaoth and Zalmunna, kings of Midian. And the lords of Succoth said, Are the hands of Zebaoth and Zalmunna now in thine hands, that we should give bread unto thine army? Gideon said, Therefore, when the Lord hath delivered Zebaoth and Zalmunna into mine hand, I will tear the flesh of you with the thorns of the wilderness and with briars. And he went up thence to Penuel, and spake unto them likewise. And the men of Penuel answered him, as did the men of Succoth. And he said also unto the men of Penuel, When I come again in peace, I will break down this tower. Zebaoth and Zalmunna were in Karkar, and their hosts with them, upon 15,000 men, which were all that were left of all the hosts of them of the east. For there was slain 120,000 men that drew swords. And Gideon went through them that dwelt in tabernacles on the east side of Nobah and Jebahah, and smote the host, for the host did cast no perils. Perils. They dwelt securely. Not safely, but securely, with a sense of safety. For the host did cast no perils. You could say forecast no perils. And when Zebah and Zalmunna fled, he followed after them, and took the 2 kings of Midian, Zebaoth and Zalmunna, and discomfited all the host. Maybe discomfited. Yeah, King James is discomfited, which I guess is the same root word. And Gideon the son of Joash returned from battle afore the sun was down, and caught a lad of the men of Succoth, and inquired of him, and he wrote of him the lords and elders of Succoth. He wrote of him. That means wrote via him, the lad. To the lords and elders of Succoth, 77 men. And he came unto the men of Succoth, and said, Behold, here I have Zebaoth and Zalmunna, with which ye did cast me in the teeth, saying, Are the hands of Zebaoth and Zalmunna already in thine hand, that we should give bread unto thine fainty men? And he took the elders of the city, and thorns of the wilderness, and briars, and made the men of Succoth to feel them. And he brake down the tower of Penuel, and slew the men of the city. And then said he unto Zebaoth and Zalmunna, What manner of men were they whom ye slew at Tabor? And they answered, The likeness of thee and them is all one, even after the fashion of the children of a king. And he said, They were my brethren, even my mother's children. As truly as the Lord liveth, if ye had saved their lives, I would not slay you. And he said unto Jether his eldest son up and slay them. But the lad drew not his sword, for he feared, because he was yet young. Then Zebath and Zalmunna said, Rise thou and fall upon us, for as the man is, so is his strength. I have to look up that phrase. As the man is, so is his strength. That's the King James phrase as well. Not really sure what it pertains to. And Gideon arose and slew Zebath and Zalmunna, and took away the ornaments that were on their camels' necks. Then the men of Israel said unto Gideon, Reign thou over us, both thou, thy son, and thy son's son, for thou hast delivered us out of the hand of Midian. And Gideon said unto them, I will not reign over you. I'm not willing to. Neither shall my children reign over you, but the Lord shall reign over you. And again Gideon said unto them, I would desire a certain request of you, even that you would give me every man the earrings of his prey. For they had golden earrings, because they were Ishmaelites. And they answered, We will give them. And they spread a mantle, and did cast therein every man the earrings of his prey. And the weight of the golden earrings that he required was 1,700 shekels of gold, beside chains, palmenders, and purple raiment that was on the kings of Midian, and beside the chains that were about their camels' necks. Palmenders. Collars. That's still an odd thing. An odd item or to toss in the pile. Palmender. And Gideon made an ephod thereof, and put it in his city Ephraim, and all Israel went a whoring after it in the same place, which thing became a ruin unto Gideon and to his house. Thus was Midian brought low before the children of Israel, so that they lift up their heads no more. And the country was in quietness 40 years in the days of Gideon. And Jerubbaal the son of Joash went and dwelt in his own house. And Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten, for he had many wives. And his concubine that was in Shechem bare him a son also, whose name he called Abimelech. And Gideon the son of Joash died in a good age, and was buried in the sepulchre of Joash his father, even in Ephrath, that pertained unto the father of the Ezrites. And it fortuned that as soon as Gideon was dead, the children of Israel turned away, and went a whoring after Baalim, and made a covenant with Baal to be their God. And the children of Israel thought not on the Lord their God, which had delivered them out of the hands of all their enemies on every side, neither showed they mercy on the house of Jerubbaal, otherwise called Gideon, according to all the goodness which he had showed unto Israel. 9. Abimelech the son of Jerubbaal went to Shechem unto his mother's brethren, and communed with them, and with all his mother's father's kindred, saying, Say, I pray you, in the ears of all the inhabitants of Shechem, whether it is better for you that all the sons of Jerubbaal, which are 70 persons, reign over you, either that one reign over you. Either or. Whether either. Remember that I am of your bone and of your flesh. And his mother's brethren spake of him in the audience of the men of Shechem all these words, and their hearts were moved to follow Abimelech. For they said, He is our brother. And they gave him 70 pieces of silver out of the temple of Baal-berith, wherewith Abimelech hired vain and light persons which went with him. And he went unto his father's house at Ephrath, and slew all his brethren, the sons of Jerubbaal, even 70 persons with one stone. Whoa. Is that how it went? Upon one stone in the King James. Notwithstanding, okay, so he executed them using one stone as a place of execution. Notwithstanding, yet Joatam, the youngest son of Jerubbaal, escaped, for he hid himself. And all the men of Shechem gathered together, and all the house of Melo, and came and made Abimelech king in the plain, where the great stone was by Shechem. And when they told it to Joatam, he went and stood in the top of Mount Gerizim, and lifted up his voice, and cried, and said unto them, Hearken unto me, you men of Shechem, that God may hearken unto you. The trees went forth to anoint a king over them, and said unto the olive tree, Reign thou over us. But the olive tree said unto them, Should I leave my fatness, which both gods and men praise in me, and go to be promoted over the trees? And the trees said to the fig tree, Come thou and be king over us. The fig tree answered them, Should I forsake my sweetness and my good fruit, and go to be promoted over the trees? Then said the trees unto the vine, Come thou and be king over us. The vine said unto them, Should I leave my wine, whereby I cheer both gods and men, and go to be promoted over the trees? Then said all the trees unto the fir bush, which I think is a bramble. Yeah, fir bush. Come thou and reign over us. And the fir bush said unto the trees, If it be true that you will anoint me king over you, then come and put your trust under my shadow. If no, the fire come out of the fir bush, and waste the cedar trees of Lebanon. A little bit of consonants, a little bit of almost like a pun. Fire and fir. That's maybe why they chose it. Now therefore, if ye do truly and uncorruptly to make Abimelech king, and if ye have dealt well with Jerubbaal and his house, and have done unto him according to the deserving of his hands, judge ye. For even he, my father, fought for you, and adventured his life, and rid you out of the hand of Midian. And you are risen up against my father's house this day, and have slain his children, even 70 persons with one stone, and have made Abimelech the son of his maidservant king over the men of Shechem, because he is your brother. If ye then have dealt truly and purely with Jerubbaal and with his house this day, then rejoice ye with Abimelech, and let him rejoice with you. But if you have not dealt truly, then I pray God a fire may come out of Abimelech, and consume the men of Shechem and the house of Milo, and that there may come a fire from among the men of Shechem and out of the house of Milo, and consume Abimelech. And Joatam ran away and fled, and went to Beer, and dwelt there for fear of Abimelech his brother. When Abimelech had reigned 3 years, God sent a spirit of hate between Abimelech and the men of Shechem, and the citizens of Shechem railed upon Abimelech, and wished that the wickedness done to the 70 sons of Jerubbaal might come on him, and that God would lay the blood of them unto Abimelech their brother, which slew them, and upon the other men of Shechem, which aided him in the killing of his brethren. And the citizens of Shechem set men to lay a wait for him in the top of the mountains, which men, while they tarried for his coming, robbed all that came along the way by them. And it was told Abimelech. And Gaal, the son of Obed, came with his brethren, and they gat them to Shechem. And the men of Shechem put their confidence in him, and they went out into the fields, and gathered in their grapes, and trod them, and made merry, and went to the house of their gods, and did eat and drink, and cursed Abimelech. And Gaal the son of Obed said, or Abed. Gaal the son of Abed said, What is Abimelech, and what is Shechem, that we should serve him? Is he not the son of Jerubbaal? And Zebul is his officer. Serve such as come of Hamor the father of Shechem. For what reason is it that we should serve him? Would God this people were under my hand, then would I take Abimelech out of the way. And he spake against Abimelech, Make thine host greater, and go out. And when Zebul, the ruler of the city, heard the words of Gaal the son of Abed he was wroth, and sent messengers unto Abimelech privily, saying, Behold, Gaal the son of Abed and his brethren be come to Shechem, and behold, they set the city against thee. Now therefore up by night, thou and all the people that is with thee, and lie in wait in the field, and rise early in the morning, as soon as the sun is up, and fall upon the city. And if he and the people that is with him come out against thee, do to him what thine hands shall be able. And Abimelech rose up, and all the people that were with him by night, and they laid a wait against Shechem in 4 companies. And Gaal the son of Abed went out, and stood in the entering of the gate of the city. And Abimelech rose up, and the folk that were with him, from lying await. And when Gaal saw the people, he said to Zebul, Behold, there come people down from the top of the mountains. And Zebul said unto him, The shadow of the hills seem men unto thee. By the error art thou deceived. Or by that error. And Gaal answered again and said, See, there come folk down by the middle of the land, and another company come along by the plain of the Carmars. What's that? Charmers? Then said Zebul unto him, Where is now thy mouth that said, What fellow is Abimelech, that we should serve him? Is not this the people that thou hast despised? Charmers? Maon Anim, the Charmars. Go out now and fight with them. And Gaal went out before the citizens of Shechem, and fought with Abimelech. And Abimelech chased him, that he fled before him. And he drove him into the city, and many were overthrown and wounded, even unto the entering of the gate. And Abimelech dwelt at Arumah. And Zebul thrust out Gaal and his brethren, that they should not dwell in Shechem, and suffered them not to tarry therein. And on the morrow it happened that the people went out into the field, and they told Abimelech. And he took the people, and divided them into 3 companies, and laid await in the fields, and looked, and behold, the people were come out of the city, and he ran upon them, and smote them. And Abimelech and the companies that were with him reached further, and stood in the entering of the gate of the city. And the 2 other companies ran upon all the people that were in the fields, and slew them. And when Abimelech had fought against the city all that day, he took it, and slew the people that was therein, and destroyed the city, and sowed salt through it. And when all the men of the tower of Shechem heard that, they entered into a stronghold of the house of their god Baal-berith, where they made a bond with him. And thereof did the place take the name, which place was exceeding strong. And it was told Abimelech and that all the men of the tower of Shechem were gathered together. And Abimelech gat him to Mount Zelmon, both he and all the people that were with him, and took axes with him, and cut down boughs of trees, and took them, and bare them on his shoulder, and said unto the folk that were with him, What ye have seen me do, speed yourselves, and do likewise, as I have done. And all the men that were among the people cut down boughs, and followed Abimelech, and put them into the hold, and set the hold afire by them, so that with smoke and fire all the men of the tower of Shechem were slain, upon 1,000 men and women. Then went Abimelech to Tebez, and besieged it, and took it. But there was a strong tower within the city, and thither ran all the men and women, and all the chief that were in the city, and shut it to them, and got them up by the bulwarks to the top of the tower. And Abimelech came unto the tower, and fought against it, and went hard unto the door of the tower to set it on fire. Went hard unto, right up against. And a certain woman cast a piece of a millstone upon his head, and all to break his brain pan. Wow, what is that? That's quite a quite a term. His head. Then Abimelech called hastily unto the young man that bare his harness, or equipment, and said unto him, Draw thy sword, and slay me, that men say not of me, A woman slew him. And his lad thrust him through, and he died. And when the men of Israel saw that Abimelech was dead, they departed every man unto his own house. And thus the wickedness of Abimelech, which he did unto his father, in slaying his 70 brethren, and thereto all All the wickedness of the men of Shechem. Let me see. Um, and I suppose, and add thereto all the wickedness of the men of Shechem. No, together with. Did God bring upon their heads? Okay. A fire out of Abimelech and a fire out of the men of Shechem, devouring, or consuming each other. And thereto all the wickedness of the men of Shechem did God bring upon their heads, and upon them came the curse of Joatam the son of Jerubbaal. The trees and the bramble. 10. Oh. Oh, yeah, okay. After Abimelech there arose to defend Israel one Tola the son of Puah, his uncle's son, a man of Issachar, which dwelt in Shamir in Mount Ephraim. And he judged Israel 23 years, and died, and was buried in Shamir. And after him arose Jair, a Gileadite, and judged Israel 22 years. And he had 30 sons that rode on 30 ass colts, and they had 30 cities, which are called the towns of Jair unto this day, and are the land of Gilead. And Jair died, and was buried in Camon. And the children of Israel wrought wickedness yet again in the sight of the Lord, and served Balaam and Ashtaroth, and the gods of Syria, and the gods of Sidon, and the gods of Moab, the gods of the children of Ammon, and the gods of the Philistines, and forsook the Lord, and served not him. And the Lord was wroth with Israel, and sold them into the hands of the Philistines, and into the hands of the children of Ammon, which from that year forth uh, pilled. What is this? I think this is spoiled. From that year forth. Oh. Pilled and oppressed. This is vexed in the King James. Huh. Okay, so that's not spoiled, even though it has a similar couple of consonants. Piled. Pilled. Maybe pulled. And oppressed the children of Israel 18 years, all that were on the other side Jordan, in the land of the Amorites, which is in Gilead. Moreover, the children of Ammon went over Jordan to fight against Judah, Benjamin, and the house of Ephraim, so that Israel was sore cumbered. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, saying, We have sinned against thee, for we have forsaken our own God, and have served Balaam. And the Lord said unto the children of Israel, Did not the Egyptians, the Amorites, the children of Ammon, the Philistines, the Sodomites, the Amalekites, Sidonites, the Amalekites, and the Moabites oppress you? And ye cried unto me, and I delivered you out of their hands. And for all that ye have forsaken me, and served strange gods. Wherefore I will help you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen, and let them save you in the time of your tribulation. And the children of Israel said unto the Lord, We have sinned. Do thou unto us whatsoever pleased thee. Do thou unto us whatsoever pleased thee. Deliver us only this day. Whatsoever pleased thee, deliver us only this day. Yeah, only deliver us this day. And they put away the strange gods from them, and served the Lord. And his soul had pity on the misery of Israel. Then the children of Ammon gathered together and pitched in Gilead. And the children of Israel gathered them together and pitched in Mizpah. And the lords of Gilead said each to each other, Whosoever will begin the battle against the children of Ammon, the same shall be head over the inhabitants of Gilead. I've seen this a couple times. To each other is written each to other. It's interesting. 11. And there was one Jephthah, a Gileadite, a strong man, the son of an harlot. And Gilead begat Jephthah, and Gilead's wife bare him sons, which when they were come to age, thrust out Jephthah, and said unto him, Thou shalt not inherit in our father's house, for thou art the son of a strange woman. Then Jephthah fled from his brethren, and dwelt in the land of Tob, and there gathered idle and thievish men to Jephthah, and went out with him. And it chanced in process of time that the children of Ammon, and actually I know I have to switch to this other one, that the children of Ammon made war against Israel. And when the children of Ammon fought thus against Israel, the elders of Gilead went to fetch Jephthah out of the land of Tob to help them, and said unto him, Come and be our captain, that we may fight with the children of Ammon. Jephthah answered, The elders of Gilead, did not ye hate me and expel me out of my father's house? How happeneth it then that you come unto me now in time of your tribulation? And the elders of Gilead said unto Jephthah, Therefore we turn again to thee now, that thou mayest go with us and fight against the children of Ammon, and be our head over all the inhabitants of Gilead. And Jephthah said unto the elders of Gilead, If ye bring me home again to fight with the children of Ammon, then, if the Lord deliver them before me, shall I be your head? And the elders of Gilead said to Jephthah, The Lord be witness between us, if we do not according to thy words. Then Jephthah went with the elders of Gilead, and the people made him head and ruler over them. And Jephthah rehearsed all his words before the Lord in Mizpah. And Jephthah sent messengers unto the king of the children of Ammon, saying, What hast thou to do with me, that thou art come against me to fight in my land? The king of the children of Ammon answered unto the messengers of Jephthah, Because Israel took away my land when they came out of Egypt, even from Arnon unto Jabbok, and unto Jordan. Now therefore restore those lands again with fair means. With fair means. And Jephthah sent messengers again unto the children of Ammon, and said unto him, Thus saith Jephthah, Israel took not away the land of Moab, nor the land of the children of Ammon. But when Israel came out of Egypt, and walked through the wilderness, even unto the Red Sea, they came to Kadesh, and sent messengers unto the king of Edom, saying, Let me, I pray thee, go through thy land. But the king of Edom would not agree thereto. And in like manner they sent unto the king of Moab, but he would not consent. And so Israel abode still in Kadesh. And then they went along through the wilderness, and compassed the land of Edom, and the land of Moab, and came along by the east side of the land of Moab, and pitched on the other side of Arnon, and would not come within the coast of Moab, for Arnon was the utmost border of Moab. And then Israel sent messengers unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, and king of Heshbon, and said unto him, Let us pass through thy land unto our own country. But Sihon consented not to Israel that he should go through his coast, but gathered all his people together, and pitched in Jaza, and fought with Israel. And the Lord God of Israel delivered Sihon and all his folk into the hands of Israel. And so Israel smote them, and conquered all the land of the Amorites, the inhabitants of the said country. And they conquered all the coasts of the Amorites, from Arnon unto Jabbok, and from the wilderness unto Jordan. So now, seeing the Lord God of Israel hath cast out the Amorites before his people Israel, shouldest thou possess the land? Nay, but what people? Chemosh, thy God driveth out, that land possess thou. What people Chemosh thy God driveth out, that land possess thou. Even so, whatsoever nation the Lord our God expelleth, that land ought we to enjoy. Art thou better than Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab? Did he strive with Israel, or fight against them, all the while Israel dwelt in Heshbon and her towns, in Aroer and her towns, and in all the cities that be along by the coasts of Arnon 300 years? Why didst thou not recover them in all that space? Wherefore I have not sinned against thee, but thou doest me wrong to war against me. The Lord therefore, which is a judge, be judge this day between the children of Israel and the children of Ammon. Howbeit the king of the children of Ammon hearkened not unto the words of Jephthah, but he sent which he sent him. Then the Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, and he passed over to Gilead and to Manasseh, and came to Mizpah that lieth in Gilead, and from thence unto the children of Ammon. And Jephthah vowed a vow unto the Lord, and said, If thou shalt deliver the children of Ammon into my hands, then that thing that cometh out of the doors of my house against me, when I come home in peace from the children of Ammon, shall be the Lord's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering. And so Jephthah went unto the children of Ammon to fight with them. And the Lord delivered them into his hands. And he smote them from Aroer till thou come to Minnith, even 20 cities, and so forth to the plain of the vineyards, with an exceeding great slaughter. And thus the children of Ammon were brought under before the children of Israel. When Jephthah came to Mizpah unto his house, see, his daughter came out against him, with timbrels and dances, which was his only child, so that beside her he had neither son nor daughter. And when he saw her, he rent his clothes, and said, Alas, my daughter, thou hast brought me low, and art one of them that trouble me. For I have opened my mouth unto the Lord, and cannot go back. And she said unto him, My father, if thou have opened thy mouth unto the Lord, then do with me according to it that proceeded out of thy mouth, forasmuch as the Lord hath advantaged thee, or hath avenged thee, and given thee victory of thine enemies, the children of Ammon. And she said unto her father, Do this much for me. Let me alone 2 months, that I may go down to the mountains, and bewail my virginity, I and my fellows. And he said, Go. And he sent her away 2 months. And so she went with her companions, and lamented her maidenhood upon the mountains. And again, and after the end of the 2 months, she turned again unto her father, which did with her according to his vow which he had vowed, and she had known no man. And it grew to a custom in Israel. The daughters of Israel came year by year to lament the daughter of Jephthah the Gileadite 4 days in a year. 12. And the men of Ephraim gathered themselves together, and went northward, and said unto Jephthah, Wherefore wentest thou to fight with the children of Ammon, and didst not call us to go with thee? We will therefore burn thine house upon the fire. And Jephthah said unto them, I and my people were at great strife with the children of Ammon, and when I called you, ye delivered me not out of their hands. And when I saw that ye delivered me not, I put my life in my hands, and went upon the children of Ammon, and the Lord delivered them into my hands. Wherefore then are ye come upon me now to fight with me? Jephthah therefore gathered together all the men of Gilead, and fought with the Ephraimites. And the men of Gilead smote the Ephraimites, because they said, Ye Gileadites are but renegades of Ephraim among the Ephraimites and the Manassites. Renegades. Moreover, the men of Gilead took the passages of Jordan before the Ephraimites, and when those Ephraimites that were escaped said, Let us go over, then the men of Gilead said unto them, Art thou an Ephraite? They said, Nay. Then said they unto him, Then say Shibboleth, which is by interpretation an ear of corn. And he said Sibboleth, for he could not so pronounce. And then they took him and slew him at the passages of Jordan. And there were overthrown at that time of the Ephraimites 42,000. And Jephthah judged Israel 6 years, and died, and was buried in one of the cities of Gilead. After this man judged Israel one Abizan of Bethlehem. And he had 30 sons and 30 daughters, whom he sent out, and took 30 other in for his sons. And when Abizan had judged Israel 7 years, he died, and was buried at Bethlehem. After him, Elon, a Zebulunite, judged Israel 10 years, and Elon the Zebulunite died and was buried in Aijalon in the country of Zebulun. After him, Abdon the son of Hillel, a Parathonite, judged Israel, and he had 40 sons and 30 nephews or grandchildren that rode on 70 ass colts. And when Abdon the son of Hillel the Parathonite had judged Israel 8 years, he died and was buried in Parton, in the land of Ephraim, in the mount of the Amalekites. Oh, here we go. 13. Nope, one more chapter out of this. And the children of Israel began again to commit wickedness in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord delivered them into the hands of the Philistines 40 years. And there was a man in Zara of the kindred of Dan named Manoah, whose wife was barren and bare not. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman, and said unto her, Behold, thou art barren, and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive, and bear a son. And now beware that thou drink no wine, nor strong drink, neither eat any unclean thing. For, see, thou shalt conceive, and bear a son, and there may no razor come on his head, for the lad shall be an abstainer unto God, even from his infancy and from his birth. And he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hands of the Philistines. Then the wife came and told her husband, saying, A man of God came unto me, and the fashion of him was like the fashion of an angel of God, exceeding fearful. But I asked him not whence he was, neither told he me his name, but said unto me, Behold, thou shalt be with child, and bear a son, and now drink no wine nor strong drink, neither eat any unclean thing, for the lad shall be an abstainer to God, even from his infancy and from his birth, to the day of his death. Then Manoah made intercession to the Lord, and said, I pray thee, my Lord, let the man of God which thou sendest come once more unto us, and teach us what we shall do unto the lad when he is born. And God heard the voice of Manoah, and the angel of the Lord came again unto the wife as she sat in the field. But Manoah her husband was not with her. And the wife made haste and ran, and she showed her husband, and said unto him, Behold, the man appeared unto me that came unto me today. And Manoah arose and went after his wife, and came to the man, and said unto him, Art thou the man that spakest unto my wife? And he said, I am. Manoah said, Now when thy saying is come to pass, what shall be the manner of the child, and what shall he do? And the angel of the Lord said unto Manoah, Thy wife must abstain from all that I said unto her. She may eat of nothing that cometh of the vine tree, nor drink wine or strong drink, nor eat any unclean thing, but must observe all that I bade her. Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, We will keep thee still until we have made ready a kid, and have set it before thee. And the angel of the Lord said unto Manoah, Though thou make me abide, I will not eat of thy bread, and if thou wilt offer a burnt offering, thou must offer it unto the Lord. For Manoah wist not that it was an angel of the Lord. And Manoah said again unto the angel of the Lord, What is thy name, that when thy saying is come to pass, we may do thee some worship? And the angel of the Lord said unto him, Why askest thou after my name, which is secret? And so Manoah took a kid with a meat offering, and offered it upon a rock unto the Lord, and the angel did wondrously. And Manoah and his wife looking upon, and when the flame came up toward heaven from the altar, the angel of the Lord ascended up in the flame of the altar. And Manoah and his wife looked upon it, and fell flat on their faces unto the ground. But the angel of the Lord did no more appear unto Manoah and his wife. And then Manoah knew that it was an angel of the Lord, and said unto his wife, We shall surely die, because we have seen God. But his wife said unto him, If the Lord would kill us, he would not have received a burnt offering and a meat offering of our hands, neither would he have showed us all these things, nor would now have told us any such. And the wife bare a son, and called his name Samson. And the lad grew, and the Lord blessed him, and the Spirit of the Lord began to move him in the host of Dan, between Zara and Eshtaol. 14. Samson went down to Timnath, and saw a woman of Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. And he came up and told his father and his mother, and said, I have seen a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines, and now give me her to wife. Then his father and mother said unto him, Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren, and among all thy people, but that thou must go and take a wife of the uncircumcised Philistines? And Samson said unto his father, Give me this woman, for she pleaseth me well. But his father and mother wist not that it was the Lord's doing, and that he sought an occasion against the Philistines. For the time at that time the Philistines reigned over Israel. Then went Samson and his father and his mother down to Timnath, and came to the vineyards of Timnath, and behold, a young wood. There's something missing here. A young lion roared upon him. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he tare him as he would have rent a kid. Okay, it came upon Samson, and Samson tare him, and yet had nothing in his hand, neither told his father and mother what he had done. And he went down and talked with the woman, which seemed well favored in the sight of Samson. Actually, yeah, a young wood lion. The D doesn't appear here. And within a short space after, as he went thither, okay, and within the short space after, as he went thither again to take her to wife, he turned out of the way to see the carcass of the lion. And behold, there was a swarm of bees and honey in the carcass of the lion. And he took of the honey in his hands, and went eating, and came to his father and mother, and gave them also. And they did eat. And he told not them that he had taken the honey out of the carcass of the lion. And so his father came unto the woman, and Samson made there a feast, for so used the young men to do. And when they, the citizens of that place, saw him, they brought 30 companions to be with him. And Samson said unto them, I will now put forth a riddle unto you, and if you can declare it me within 7 days of the feast, and find it out, I will give you 30 shirts and 30 change of garments. And if you cannot declare it me, then shall you give me 30 shirts and 30 change of garments. And they answered him, Put forth thy riddle, that we may hear it. And he said unto them, Out of the eater came meat, and out of the strong came sweetness. And they could not in 3 days expound the riddle. And when the 7th day was come, they said unto Samson's wife, I think this is like when the 7th day was approaching, said unto Samson's wife, Flatter thine husband, and persuade him that he may declare us the riddle, lest we burn thee and thy father's house with fire. Have ye called us hither to make us beggars? And Samson's wife wept before him, and complained, and said, Surely thou hatest me, and lovest me not, for thou hast put forth a riddle unto the children of my folk, and hast not told it me. And he said unto her, Behold, I have not told it my father and my mother, and shall I tell it thee? And Samson's wife wept before him 7 days, while the feast lasted. And the 7th day he told her, because she lay so sore upon him. And she told it the children of her folk. And the men of the city said unto him the 7th day, before the sun went down, What is sweeter than honey, and what is stronger than a lion? Then said he unto them, If ye had not plowed with my calf, ye had not found out my riddle. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he went down to Ashkelon, and slew 30 men of them, and spoiled them, and gave change of garments unto them which expounded the riddle. And he was wroth, and went up to his father's house, but Samson's wife was given to one of his companions that he had taken unto him. 15. But it chanced within a while after, even in the time of wheat harvest, that Samson visited his wife with a kid, saying, I will go into my wife into the chamber. But her father would not suffer him to go in. And her father said, I thought that thou hadst hated her, and therefore gave I her unto one of thy companions. Is not her younger sister fairer than she? Take her instead of the other. Samson said unto them, Now am I more blameless than the Philistines, and therefore will I do them displeasure. And Samson went out and caught 300 foxes, and took firebrands, and fastened tail to tail, and put a firebrand in the midst between 2 tails. And when he had set the brands on fire, he sent them out, that they might run abroad, which went immediately into the standing corn of the Philistines, and burnt up both the reaped corn and also the standing. With thee vineyards and olives. And the Philistines said, Who hath done this? And it was told them that Samson, the son-in-law of the Timnite, because he had taken his wife and given her to his companion. And the Philistines came up and burnt her and her father with fire. Wow. And Samson said unto them, Though ye have done this, yet will I be avenged of you, and then I will cease. And he smote them leg and thigh with a mighty plague. And then he went and dwelt in the cave of the rock Etam. Then the Philistines came up and pitched in Judah, and lay in a place that was afterward called Lehi, that is, a jawbone, where their host was scattered abroad. And the men of Judah said, Why are ye come up unto us? They answered, To bind Samson are we come up, and to do to him as he hath done to us. Then 3,000 men of Judah went down to the cave of the rock Etam, and said to Samson, Wottest thou not that the Philistines are rulers over us? Wherefore then hast thou done thus unto us? He answered them, As they did unto me, so have I done unto them. And they said unto him again, We are come down to bind thee, and deliver thee into the hand of the Philistines. And Samson said unto them, Swear unto me, and promise me, that ye shall not fall upon me yourselves. They answered him, saying, No, but we will bind thee, and deliver thee unto their hands. But we will not kill thee. And they bound him with 2 new cords, and brought him from the rock. And when he came to Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon him. And the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that was burnt with fire, for the bands loosed from off his hands. And he found a rotten jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand, and caught it, and slew 1,000 men therewith. And Samson said, With the jaw of an ass have I made heaps of them, and with the jaw of an ass have I slain 1,000 men. And when he had left speaking, he cast away the jawbone out of his hand, and called the place Ramath Lehi. That is, by interpretation, the lifting up of the jawbone. And he was sore athirst, and called on the Lord, and said, Thou hast given this great victory in the hand of thy servant, and now I must die for thirst, and fall into the hands of the uncircumcised. But God brake a great tooth that was in the jaw, and there came water thereout. And when he had drunk, his spirit came again, and he was refreshed. Wherefore the name thereof is called unto this day the well of the Colaron, the well of the Colaron, which came of the jaw. The well of the Colaron, which came of the jaw. And he judged Israel in the days of the Philistines 20 years. 16. God clave a hollow place that was in the jaw. And some people say this is not the jawbone, but a hollow place in the place where he is. But this here, God break a tooth that was in the jaw, and that could still indicate some kind of you know formation or landmark. But I don't know. Okay, 16. Then went Samson to Azah, and saw there an harlot, and went in unto her. And it was told the Azathites, saying, Samson is come hither. And they went about, and laid wait for him there all night in the gate of the city, and were still all the night, saying, In the morning, when it is day, we shall kill him. And Samson took his rest till midnight, and arose at midnight, and took the doors of the gate of the city, and the 2 side posts, and rent them off, with the bar and all, and put them upon his shoulders, and carried them up to the top of an hill that is before Hebron. And after this it fortuned that by the river of Sorek he loved a woman called Delilah, unto whom came the lords of the Philistines, and said unto her, Persuade him, and see wherein his great strength lieth, and by what mean we may overcome him, that we may bind him and bring him under, and every one of us shall give thee 1,100 silverlings. And Delilah said to Samson, O tell me where thy great strength lieth, and how thou mightest be bound and brought under. Samson answered her, If they bind me with 7 green withs that were never dried, I shall be weak as other men. And then the lords of the Philistines brought her 7 withs that were yet green and never dried, and she bound him therewith. Notwithstanding, she had men lying in wait with her in the chamber. And she said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And immediately he brake the withs as a string of tow that is twined breaketh. He brake the withs as a string of tow is breaketh, when it feeleth fire. And so his strength was not known. And Delilah said unto Samson, See, thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Now therefore tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. He answered her, If they bind me with new ropes that never were occupied, I shall be weak, and as another man. Delilah therefore took new ropes, and bound him therewith, and said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And there were liers of weight in the chamber, and he brake them from off his arms, as they had been but a thread. And Delilah said to Samson, Hitherto thou hast beguiled me, and told me lies. Yet tell me how thou mightest be bound. He said unto her, If thou plaitedst the 7 locks of my head with an hair lace. And she fastened them with a nail, and said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep, and plucked away the nail that was in the plaiting with the hair lace. And she said unto him again, How canst thou say that thou lovest me, when thine heart is not with me? Behold, thou hast mocked me this 3 times, and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth. And as she lay upon him with her words, continually vexing of him, and as she lay upon him with her words, continually vexing of him, his soul was encumbered even unto the death. And so he told her all his heart, and said unto her, There never came razor upon mine head, for I have been an abstainer, that is to say, consecrate, unto God, even from my mother's womb. Therefore, when I am shaven, my strength will go from me, and I shall wax weak, and be like all other men. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, Come up yet this once, for he hath showed me all his heart. And the lords of the Philistines came up unto her, and brought the money in their hands, and she made him sleep upon her knees, and to lay his head down in her lap. And she sent for a man, and he did shave off the 7 locks of his head, and began to vex him, and his strength was gone from him. And she said, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep, and said, I will go out now as at other times, and shake myself. And he wist not that the Lord was departed from him. But the Philistines took him, and put out his eyes, and brought him down to Azoth, and bound him with 2 fetters of brass. And he did grind in the prison house, howbeit the hair of his head began to grow again after that he was shaven. Then the lords of the Philistines gathered them together for to offer a solemn offering unto Dagon their god, and to rejoice, for they said, Our God hath delivered Samson our enemy into our hands. And when the people saw him, they praised their God, for they said, Our God hath delivered into our hands our enemy and destroyer of our country, which slew many of us. And when their hearts were merry, it fortuned that they said, Send for Samson, that he may make us laugh. And they fetched Samson out of the prison house, and he played before them, and they set him between the pillars. And Samson said unto the lad that led him by the hand, Set me that I may touch the pillars that the house stand upon, and that I may lean to them. And the house was full of men and women, and there were all the lords of the Philistines, and there were upon the roof 3,000 men and women that beheld while Samson played. And Samson called upon the Lord, and said, O Lord God, think upon me and strengthen me at this time only. O God, that I may be avenged of the Philistines for my 2 eyes. And Samson caught the 2 middle pillars on which the house stood, and on which it was borne up, the one in his right hand and the other in his left, and said, My soul shall die with the Philistines, and bowed them with all his might. And the house fell upon the lords, and upon all the people that were therein. And so the dead which he slew at his death were more than they which he slew in his life. And then his brethren and all the house of his father came down and took him up, and brought him and buried him between Zerah and Eshtaol, in the burying place of Manoah his father. And he judged Israel 20 years. (17) There was a man in Mount Ephraim named Micah, and he said unto his mother, The 1,100 silverlings that were taken from thee about which thou cursedst, and spakest in mine ears, behold, the silver is with me, I took it away. And his mother said, Blessed be thou, my son, in the Lord. And when he had restored the 1100 silverlings to his mother again, his mother said, I vowed the silver to the Lord of mine hand for thee, my son, that thou shouldest make a graven image and an image of metal. Now therefore I will give it thee again. And when he restored the money unto his mother took 200 silverlings and gave them to a goldsmith, which made thereof a graven image and an image of metal, and it was in the house of Micah. And the man Micah had a temple of gods, and made an ephod and teraphim, that is to say, a garment for the priest and idols. The ephod is the garment, and the idols are the teraphim. And filled the hand of one of his sons, which became his priest, occupied his hand. In those days there was no king in Israel, but every man did that which was good in his own eyes. There was a young man out of Bethlehem, Judah, of the kindred of Judah, which young man was a Levite, and sojourned there. And the man departed out of the city of Bethlehem, Judah, to go dwell where he could find a convenient place. And he came to Mount Ephraim, to the house of Micah, as he journeyed. And Micah said unto him, Whence comest thou? The Levite answered him, I am of Bethlehem, Judah, and go to dwell where I may find a place, and whence I may espy it to be for my profit. And Micah said again unto him, Dwell with me, and be unto me a father and a priest, and I will give thee 10 silverlings by year, 2 garments, and thy meat and drink. And the Levite was content to dwell with the man, and was unto him as one of his own sons. And Micah consecrated the hand of the Levite, and the young man became his priest, and was in the house of Micah. Then said Micah, Now I am sure that the Lord will be good unto me, seeing I have a Levite to my priest. 18. In those days there was no king in Israel, and in those days the tribe of Dan sought them an inheritance to dwell in, for unto that time there fell none inheritance unto them among the tribe of Israel. And the children of Dan sent of their kindred 5 active men in feats of war, 5 active men in feats of war, out of their coasts, even out of Zerah and Eshtaol, to view the land and search it out, and said unto them, Go and search out the land. Which, when they came to Mount Ephraim, even to the house of Micah, they lodged there. And when they were in the house of Micah, they knew the voice of the young man the Levite. And when they turned in thither, they said unto him, Who brought thee thither? Or who brought thee hither? What makest thou in this place? And what hast thou here? And he answered them, Thus and thus dealeth Micah with me, and hath hired me, and I am become his priest. And they said unto him again, Ask counsel now of God, that we may know whether the way which we go shall be prosperous or no. And the priest said unto them, Go in peace, for the Lord guideth your way which ye go. Then the 5 men departed and came to Laish, and saw the people that were therein, how they dwelt careless, after the manner of the Zidons, still and without casting of perils, forecasting of perils. And that no man made any trouble in the land, or usurped any dominion, but were far from the Zidons, and had no business with other men. And they came unto their brethren to Zerah and Eshtaol, and their brethren said unto them, What have ye done? And they answered, Arise, that we may go up against them, for we have seen the land, surely a very good one. And do ye sit still? Be not slothful to depart, but come to conquer the land. It shall be no labor. If ye will go, ye shall come unto a people that casteth no perils. And it is a very large country, which God hath given into your hands. It is also a place which doth lack nothing that is in the world. They forecast no perils. Dwell in security. And there departed thence of the kindred of the Danites, even out of Zerah and Eshtaol, 600 men appointed with instruments of war. And they went up and pitched in Kiriath-Jearim, which is in Judah, wherefore they call the place the host of Dan unto this day. And it is on the backside of Kiriath-Jearim. And they went thence unto Mount Ephraim, and came to the house of Micah. Then answered the 5 men that went to spy out the country of Laish, and said unto their brethren, Wot ye not that there is in these houses an ephod, teraphim, and a graven image, and an image of metal? Now therefore consider what ye have to do. And they turned thitherward, and came to the house of the young man the Levite, even unto the house of Micah, and saluted him peaceably. And the 600 men, girded with weapons of war, which were of the children of Dan, stood by the entering of the gate. And the 5 men that went to spy out the land went in thither, and took the carved image, and the ephod, teraphim, and the image of metal. And the priests stood in the entering of the gate with the 600 men that were armed unto battle, while the other went into Micah's house, and fetched the carved image, the ephod, teraphim, and the image of metal. Then said the priest unto them, What do ye? They answered him, Hold thy peace, lay thine hand upon the mouth, and come with us to be our father and priest. It is better for thee to be a priest unto the house of one man. Well, is it better? Let me pose this as a question. It is better for thee to be a priest unto the house of one man than to be a priest unto a tribe or kindred in Israel? And the priest was glad, and took the ephod and teraphim and the carved image, and went with the people. And they turned and departed, and put the children, the cattle, and their substance before them. And when they were a good way from the house of Micah, the men that were in the houses and in Micah's house made outcry, and followed after the children of Dan, and called unto them. And they turned their faces, and said unto Micah, What aileth thee, that thou makest an outcry? And he said, Ye have taken away my gods which I made, and also the priest, and go your ways with them. And what have I more? How then say ye unto me, What aileth thee? And the children of Dan said unto him, Let not thy voice be heard among us, lest angry fellows run upon thee, and thou lose thy life with the lives of thine household. And so the children of Dan went their ways. And when Micah saw that they were too strong for him, he turned and went back unto his house again. And they took the things which Micah had made, and the priest which he had, and came unto Laish, even unto a people that were at rest and without mistrust, and smote them with the edge of the sword, and burnt the city with fire. And there was no man to help, because Laish was far from Zidon, and they had no meddling with any other man. And the city stood in the valley that lieth by Beth Arod. And they built them there a city, and dwelt therein, and called it Dan, after the name of Dan their father, which was born unto Israel. Howbeit, in very deed, the name of the city was Laish at the beginning. And the children of Dan set them up the graven image, and Jonathan the son of Gesram, the son of Manasseh, and his sons were the priests in the tribe of Dan, until they were carried away out of the land captive. All the way up until the captivity of Israel. Or, the captivity of the east parts of Jordan. Okay. Yeah. And they set them up the carved image which Micah made, all the while that the house of God was in Shiloh. I think that's Shiloh. It's probably not Shiloh. Let me see. Yeah, Shiloh. Okay. 19. And here's some hard passages here. It chanced in those days, when there was no king in Israel, that a certain Levite sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim took to wife a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah. And his concubine played the whore by him, and went away from him unto her father's house to Bethlehem, Judah, and there continued 4 months. And her husband arose and went after her to speak friendly unto her, and to bring her home again, having his lad with him, and a couple of asses. And she brought him unto her father's house, and when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced of his coming. And his father-in-law, the damsel's father, kept him. And the Levite abode with him 3 days, and so they did eat and drink, and lodged there. The 4th day, when they arose early in the morning, The man stood up to depart, and the damsel's father said unto his son-in-law, Comfort thine heart with a morsel of bread, and then go your way. And they sat down and did eat and drink, both of them together. And the damsel's father said unto the man, Be content, I pray thee, and tarry all night, and let thine heart be merry. And when the man stood ready to depart, his father-in-law compelled him to turn again and tarry all night there. And he arose up early the 5th day yet to depart. And the damsel's father said, Comfort thine heart. And they tarried until after midday. And they did eat both of them together. And when the man arose to depart with his concubine and his lad, his father-in-law the damsel's father said unto him, Behold, the day goeth fast away, and draweth toward even. Tarry all night at the lest way. Tarry this day here. This is the second time I've seen this little this two-word phrase, lest way, at the least, or at the least way. That thine heart may be merry, and tomorrow get you early upon your way, that thou mayest get thee to thy tent. Nevertheless, the man would not tarry, but arose and departed, and came as far as Jebus, which is at Jerusalem. And his 2 asses laden, and his concubine and his lad with him. And when they were fast by Jebus, the day was sore spent. And the young man said unto his master, Come, I pray thee, and let us turn into this city of the Jebusites, and lodge all night there. His master answered him, We will not turn into a strange city that are not of the children of Israel. We will go forth to Gibeah. And he said unto his lad, Go forward, and we shall come to one of these places to lodge all night, either in Gibeah or in Ramah. And they went forward upon their way, and the sun went down upon them when they were fast by Gibeah, which belongeth to them of Benjamin. And they turned thitherward to go in and lodge all night in Gibeah. And when he came, he sat him down in a street of the city, for there was no man that took him to lodging. And behold, there came an old man from his work, out of the field at even, which was also of Mount Ephraim, and dwelt as a stranger in Gibeah. But the men of the place were the children of Gemini, or Benjamin. And when he had lifted up, when he had lifted up his eyes, he saw a wayfaring man in the streets of the city. And the old man said, Whither goest thou? And whence camest thou? He answered him, We came from Bethlehem, Judah, toward the side of Mount Ephraim. From thence am I. And I went to Bethlehem, Judah, and go now to the house of the Lord. And there is no man that receiveth me to house. We have straw and provender for our asses, and bread and wine for me and thy handmaid, and for the lad that is with thy servant, and we lack nothing. The old man said, Peace be with thee, all that thou lackest shalt thou find with me. All that thou lackest shalt thou find with me. Only abide not in the street all night. And so he brought him into his house, and gave fodder unto his asses. And they washed their feet, and did eat and drink. And as they were making their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city, which were wicked, beset the house round about, and thrust at the door, and spake to the man of the house, the old man, saying, Bring forth the man that came into thine house, that we may know him. And the man of the house, the old man, went out, and said unto them, O nay, my brethren, do not so wickedly, seeing that this man is come into mine house. Do not so unmeet a thing. Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden, and this man's concubine. Them will I bring out now unto you, and humble them, and do with them what seemeth you good. But to this man do not so abominable a thing. But the men would not hearken to him. And the man took his concubine, and brought her out unto them which knew her, and abused her all that night, even unto the morning. And when the day began to spring, they let her go. And then came the woman in the dawning of the day, and fell down at the door of the man's house, where her Lord was, till it was day. And her Lord arose by the morning, and opened the doors of the house, and went out to go his way. And behold, the woman, even his concubine, lay along before the door of the house, and her hand stretched out upon the threshold. And he, thinking her to have been asleep, said unto her, Up, and let us be going. But she answered not. Then the man, perceiving that she was dead, took her up upon an ass, and stood up, and gat him unto his own home. And when he was come to his house, he took a knife, and caught his concubine, and divided her with the bones into 12 pieces, and sent her into all quarters of Israel. And all that saw it said, There was no such deed done or seen since the children of Israel came out of Egypt unto this day. Consider the matter, take advisement, and say your minds. 20. Then all the children of Israel went out, and the congregation was gathered together as it had been but one man, even from Dan to Beersheba, and unto the land of Gilead, unto the Lord in Mizpah. And there stood folk out of all quarters, and of all the tribes of Israel, in the congregation of the people of God, 400,000 footmen that drew swords. And when the children of Benjamin heard that the children of Israel were gone up to Mizpah, and had said, O ye children of Israel, tell us how this wickedness happened. And the Levite, the woman's husband, that was slain, answered and said, I came unto Gibeah that is in Benjamin, with my concubine to lodge all night. And the men of... Come here, come here, come here. Oh my gosh, 1 second. The cat, though. Okay. He answered and said, I came unto Gibeah that is in Benjamin, with my concubine to lodge all night. And the men of Gibeah arose against me, and beset the house round about upon me by night, and thought to have slain me. And my concubine have so forced that she is dead. And I took my concubine, and cut her in pieces, and sent her throughout all the lands of the inheritance of Israel, for they have committed abomination and folly in Israel. Behold, you are all children of Israel. Ponder this matter, and give your advice in this case. In the case. And all the people arose as it had been one man, saying, There shall not a man of us go to his tent, neither turn into his house, but this shall be it that we will do to Gibeah. We will go up by lot against it, and we will take 10 men of the 100 throughout all the tribes of Israel, and 100 of the 1,000, and 1,000 out of 10,000, to set vigil for the people, to make that they may go against Gibeah Benjamin, because of all the abomination that they have wrought in Israel. And so all the men of Israel gathered together against the city, knit together as it had been one man. And the tribes of Israel sent men throughout all the tribe of Benjamin, saying, What wickedness is this that has happened among you? Now therefore deliver us the men, those children of Belial which are in Gibeah, that we may slay them, and put away evil from Israel. Nevertheless, the children of Benjamin would not hearken unto the voice of their brethren the children of Israel, but gathered themselves together out of the cities unto Gibeah, to come out and fight against the children of Israel. And the children of Benjamin were numbered at that time out of the cities 26,000 men that drew swords, beside the inhabitants of Gibeah, which were numbered 700 chosen men. And among all these folk were 700 left-handed men, which every one could fling stones at an hairbreadth, or sling stones at an hairbreadth, and not miss. And the children of Israel beside Benjamin were numbered 400,000 men that drew swords, and were all men of war. And the children of Israel arose, and went up to Bethel, and asked counsel of God who should begin the battle against the children of Benjamin. And the Lord said, Judah shall begin. And the children of Israel stood up early, and besieged Gibeah. And the men of Israel went out to battle against Benjamin, and the men of Israel put themselves in array to fight against them beside Gibeah. And the children of Benjamin came out of Gibeah, and destroyed of the Israelites that day 22,000 men, and brought them to the earth. And the folk of the children of Israel plucked up their hearts, and went to again, and made battle in the same place where they did the first day. And the children of Israel went up and wept before the Lord unto even, and asked of the Lord, saying, Shall we go again to battle against the children of Benjamin our brethren? And the Lord said, Go up against them. And the children of Israel came out against the children of Benjamin the second day. And the children of Benjamin went against them out of Gibeah the second day, and destroyed to the earth of the children of Israel once again 18,000 men that drew swords, every man of them. Then the children of Israel and all the people went up and came to Bethel, and wept, and sat there before the Lord, and fasted the same day unto even, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord. And the children of Israel asked the Lord, for there was the ark of the appointment of God in those days, the ark of the covenant. And Phinehas the son of Eleazar the son of Aaron, waiting upon it at that time, said, Shall I get me up to go out any more to battle against the children of Benjamin my brethren, or shall I cease? The Lord said, Go, for tomorrow I will deliver them into your hands. And Israel set liers await round about Gibeah. And the children of Israel went up against the children of Benjamin the third day, and put themselves in array against Gibeah, as twice before. And the children of Benjamin came out against the people, and were drawn away from the city, and they began to smite of the people dead, as twice before, by two highways, of which one goeth up to Bethel, and the other to Gibeah, through the field, upon 30 men of Israel, or about 30 men. And the children of Benjamin said, They are fallen before us as at the first. But the children of Israel said, Let us flee, and pluck them away from the city unto the highways. And all the men of Israel rose up out of their place, and put themselves in array at Baal Tamar. And likewise the liers in wait of Israel came forth out of their places, even out of the meadows that were about Gibeah, and came against Gibeah, 10,000 chosen men out of all Israel, and there was a sore battle. But the other wist not that so great evil was so nigh them. And the Lord plagued Benjamin before Israel, and the children of Israel destroyed of the Benjamites the same day 25,100 men that drew swords, every one of them. And when the children of Benjamin saw that they were put to the worst, the men of Israel gave room to the Benjamites, because they trusted in the liers in wait which they had laid beside Gibeah. And the liers in wait hasted. What happened? And ran upon Gibeah, and went and smote all the city with the edge of the sword. And an appointment had the men of Israel from the liers in wait, that they should make a great smoke rise up out of the city. And when the men of Israel fled in the battle, Benjamin began to smite dead of the children of Israel about 30 persons, and said, The other are put to the worst before us, as in the first battle. But when there began to arise out of the city a pillar of smoke, the Benjamites looked back, and behold, the wasting of the whole city began to ascend up to heaven. When the men of Israel also turned again, the men of Benjamin were abashed, for they saw that evil approached them. And therefore they turned their backs before the men of Israel unto the way that leadeth to the wilderness. But the men of war overtook them, and beside that, they which came out of the city destroyed them in the middle of them. And thus they compassed the Benjamites about, and chased them to Menuhah, and overran them to Gibeah on the east side. And there were slain of Benjamin 18,000, which were all men of war. And they turned and fled to the wilderness ward, unto the rock of Rimmon. And the other slew by the way of the rest of them. Okay. The others slew by the way of the rest of them. That is to say, and the others slew of the rest of them by the way, or along the way, 5,000 men, and sticked unto them, until they came to Gibeon, and slew 10,000 men of them. So that all that were slain the same day of Benjamin were 25,000 men that drew swords, which were all men of war. Only 600 men turned and fled to the wilderness unto the rock of Rimmon, and abode there 4 months. And the men of Israel turned back again unto the children of Benjamin, and smote them with the edge of the sword in the cities, both man and beast, and all that came to hand, and set on fire all the cities that they could come by. Wow. 21. And every man of Israel sware in Mizpah, saying, There shall none of us give his daughter unto any of Benjamin to wife. And the people came to Bethel, and abode there till even before God, and lifted up their voices, and wept sore, and said, O Lord God of Israel, why is this chanced in Israel, that there should be this day one tribe lacking in Israel? And on the morrow the people rose up betime, and made there an altar, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. And the children of Israel asked, Who are they among all the tribes of Israel that came not up with the congregation unto the Lord? For they had made a great oath concerning him that came not up to the Lord to Mizpah, saying, He shall surely die. And the children of Israel had pity on Benjamin their brethren, and said, There is one tribe cut off from Israel this day. What shall we do unto the remnant of them, that they may have wives? We have sworn by the Lord that we will not give them of our daughters to wives. And they said, Is there any of the tribes of Israel that came not up to Mizpah to the Lord? And behold, there came none of the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead unto the host of the congregation. For the people were viewed, and behold, there were none of the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead there, and sent thither a multitude, even 12,000 men of the strongest of them, and commanded them, saying, Go and smite the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead with the edge of the sword, both women and children. And this is it that ye shall do, utterly destroy all the males and all the women that have lion by men. And they found among the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead 400 damsels, virgins that had known no man by lying with any male. And they brought them unto the host to Shiloh, which is in the land of Canaan. And the whole congregation sent and spake with the children of Benjamin that were in the rock of Rimmon, and called peaceably unto them. And Benjamin came again at that time, and they gave them wives which they had saved alive of the women of Jabesh Gilead. But they sufficed them not. And the people had compassion on Benjamin, because that God had made a gap in the tribes of Israel. And then the elders of the congregation said, What shall we do to the remnant of them to get them wives, seeing all the wives of Benjamin are destroyed? And they said, There must be an inheritance for them that be escaped of Benjamin, that a tribe be not destroyed out of Israel. Howbeit we may not give them wives of our daughters. For the children of Israel had sworn, saying, Cursed be he that giveth a wife to Benjamin. Then they said, Behold, there is a feast of the Lord yearly at Shiloh, which is on the north side of Bethel, and on the east side of the way that goeth from Bethel to Shechem, and south from Lebanon. Therefore they commanded the children of Benjamin, saying, Go and lie in wait in the vineyards, and when ye see the daughters of Shiloh come out to dance in a row, then come ye out of the vineyards, and catch you every man a wife of the daughters of Benjamin. And when their fathers or brethren come unto us to complain, we will say unto them, Have pity on us for their sakes, because we reserved not to each man his wife in time of war. Neither have ye given unto them that ye should sin at this time. And the children of Benjamin did even so, and took them wives according to the number of them that danced, whom they caught. And they went and returned unto their inheritance, and repaired the cities, and dwelt in them. And the children of Israel departed thence at that time, and went every man to his tribe, and to his kindred, and went out from thence every man to his inheritance. In those days there was no king in Israel, but every man did that which seemed right in his own eyes. The end of the book of Judges. Well, look at that. Just under 20 hours. That's where I stop for the night. That's the book of Judges. So I appreciate you all for tuning in, however long that you did, even if just a couple minutes here and there. And appreciate you if you happen to watch the VOD. So that's it for now. Until next time, I love you. Good night, and God bless you. Good friends. Take care.